Hey, what's good, boys? Welcome back. Showing you a little mail day haul today. I got a nice little stack here. I got some cool cards coming in, some PC stuff. Definitely want to show you. Not branching away from my Hawaii stuff, but you know what I mean. As a diehard Hawaii collector, sometimes the things kind of get stale to inventory just because they don't. There's not as much stuff out there that are pertaining to Hawaii. I'm always trying to buy up some Micah Elahado stuff, but his prices are just going through the roof. Which, as a fan, super happy about. As a collector, not so much. Same with Pofele Ashlock. I love that those guys are getting some hype. So, kind of going back, buying some stuff that I just like, going back to just collecting. You know what I mean? Like, I will always sell stuff. Like, I have a card show coming up at the end of the month. I have a big show coming to my local area in June. So, I'm super excited for that one. But it's like, I just remember, like, I never want this side hustle or side job to be something that is stressful. You know what I mean? So I have stacks of cards over here on the side that I want to take pictures of and just list. You know what I mean? I'm selling on Collect, selling on Discord, and selling on eBay. You know what I mean? I buy stuff off of Instagram. So just really cool trying to keep up with everything. But I'm going to show you this mail day haul. Once again, I appreciate all you guys who are liking my stuff. I try to post things, you know what I mean? If people listen, they listen. Almost at 300 subscribers, which is really dope. My goal is to hit at least 500 by the end of the year, so we're on pace for that. We'll keep seeing. But yeah, let's hop in.
Make it feel great. You forget you in the States, might relocate so you can smoke on the Maui wow you can take like.
We're out on our island. We're not doing anything to no one. We're just winning football games, having fun, and
Going back to Honolulu just to get that Maui wow.
All right, fellas, let's hop into this mail day. So first package I got here is actually not card related per se, but I was just mentioning about Hawaii football. I found this on eBay. I don't know if I think it was like $3 shipped, you know what I mean? But I, as a collector, I like to buy anything Hawaii, man. These are pocket schedules. This one was really cool. Just Colt Brennan from the 2007 season. Just a little pocket schedule, man. That's really dope. You know what I mean? We got one from the 2016 season. That's when they were in a struggle bus around those times. I remember watching that. 2018, same thing. Just definitely some tough times as a Hawaii fan, you know what I mean, for the most part. This one was really cool. You guys been following me for a while. You know, I'm a huge Cole McDonald collector. He follows me on TikTok and stuff like that, which is really dope. We've had community, like we have had talks, you know what I mean? He collects some of his stuff, so it'd be cool to show off that one. And then the last schedule I got here, this is from, when is this from? 2021. These are just super cool, man. So let me know in the comments. Do you, like, as a collector, like, I know some people are just diehard like Michigan collectors or Ohio State collectors or whatever. I feel like stuff like this is definitely a collectible, which is really cool. And I was excited when I came across that on eBay. I was like, yo, this is something I definitely gotta scoop up. So next cards here I got from my boy Lincoln on Gabby's Discord. Dude, what such great people that you find on there, man. You know what I mean? I thought he was listing some cards for like $1 each. Talking to you about kind of going back into just collecting. I was Michigan was always one of those teams I followed. I've talked about it multiple times. Always a Hawaii fan, but I always loved Michigan too. Denard Robinson, Devin Gardner, Devin Funchess, like those guys were just studs. When they won the national title, I was, huge into Blake Corum, so I have some Blake Corum cards coming. The Donovan Edwards, but I liked Kalel Mullings from the get go, man. This kid is just a bruiser back. I really, I might be going a little too crazy with it, but I just feel like his stuff is just undervalued. The Tennessee Titans don't have a true back right now. No matter what anyone says, Tony Pollard is a baller. You know what I mean? He gave him money. Tajay Spears has the talent, but just always gets hurt. I think if they don't go crazy in the draft or sign anyone in free agency, I think Khalil, if he has a strong preseason, he could definitely get some carries. Call me crazy, but A, B, and C. I'm buying a lot of Khalil stuff. I think I have a beautiful auto in these in my mail day that I'm going to show you guys of Khalil. So my boy Lincoln posts these cards for $1. This is the only one that I saw at first was his Khalil Mullings on the red, like red wave. I'm gonna try to add some of these because he's in the Michigan get up. And then he also reached out and he was like, "Yo, I have this one too. Just another $1. This is just a laser. I wish they gave him like a better image. But yeah, laser prism and red wave prism of Khalil Mullings. Can't go wrong with that. Let's see here. Next card I picked up. It's funny. This card was like not listed or like recognize or A, B, and C. Like there was no like tracking attached to it. The guy threw in some extras here. This is a cool one at the end here. I was a big Cordell Stewart guy. My grandfather was a huge Steelers fan, so Cordell Stewart was the guy. But the card I actually picked up, another guy that I just feel like is super underrated. You know what I mean? Michigan product, Hawaii kid, Honolulu, Roman Wilson on the silver prism. I know he's been hurt and just didn't really do much yet. But I think next year, you know what I mean, as long as he keeps, grinding and all that stuff, man, he'd be a great slot receiver. So I scooped that one up for, a start of like a little more of a Michigan PC stuff. Let's see here. Got two more packages. This one I got off of Collect. My boy Jabber on Discord reached out to me, and he was just like, I think it might have even been in the good deals thing. So for me, it was just like no one else was going to buy this one. So I was watching this card actually on eBay for a little bit, and it's just a little high, man. You know what I mean? Some older cards are just priced a little high because you just don't see them. But Jabber reached out and he was like, "Yo, I know you're a Hawaii guy. Ashley Lee, the only Hawaii first round draft pick on card auto out of 250. These cards are actually kind of rare to find from 2002, but just a beautiful card. Power picks, Ashley Lee auto. Once again, I appreciate all those guys, everyone like Jabber who reach out to me and they're like, "Yo, I know that you're a Hawaii guy. Here's some stuff. Check it out." So it always works out that way, man. Hobby's good, man. There's some good people in the hobby. Next card I picked up here is, just following Gabby, dude. Gabby's a dope dude, man. You know what I mean? I learn a lot of knowledge from him, a lot of ball knowledge. And he always talks about like prospects underrated. I just feel like someone who no one really talks about, and I just saw his stuff and I just think it was cheap. Alabama always, always, always produces running backs that make it to the league. And Jam Miller, I feel like, is a guy who's just not talked about enough. I picked up his on and auto on card out of 400, and I think this card was like under $12 shipped, maybe under $10 shipped. I feel like if he goes, maybe if he's a third or fourth rounder, he might be a guy that is just a nice little stash. You know what I mean? You just don't know what you're gonna, what he can produce depending on where he goes. You know what I mean? But 5'10", 210, he's probably bigger now. He's just a bruiser of a back, man. I might be crazy just saying that he reminds me of a Mark Ingram type of ball player, but he does. I like those bruiser backs. I think that's why I love Kalel Mullings so much. But just a bruiser, man, just downhill, north and south is just going to run people over. I really think Jam Miller is a guy that people aren't talking about enough. So definitely check into his stuff. And last card I got here is going to be, I'm pretty sure, that Kalel Mullings card that I was telling you guys about that I'm just super excited to add to my PC. Uh, um, a pack of cards I'll never get to really rip just because of the pricing is National Treasures. Love National Treasure stuff. You know what I mean? A lot of times it's on card. Sometimes, I think back in the day it was more like definitely like game use stuff. But oh man, this card is packed really well in here, which I appreciate it because you know what I mean. I'm not saying I spent a good bit of money on it, but it was like maybe like $20 or something like that. But sometimes packaging is key when it comes to cards that you're just PCing or keeping. So the card I picked up, National Treasures on card auto of Kalel Mullings, man. Beautiful. Out of 75. This is the stuff that I wish Hawaii guys had. You know what I mean? Like, I would love this card, like, as a Hawaii fan, if it was Mike Elihado or someone, you know what I mean? But I think this card is super clean on card. Out of 75. You just can't go wrong with that, man. Team logo signatures, Kalel Mullings, beautiful card. So yeah, man, that's the stuff that I picked up. A lot of Kalel Mullings stuff. Jam Miller, like I said, Ashley Lee, Roman Wilson, Kalel, and my little pocket schedules, bro. Can't go wrong with those. But man, I appreciate you guys who stayed around. Let me know in the comments what you guys are scooping up. Always and forever, stay blessed.